Hey everyone, it's Jack from Cultaholic.com, back again with some news. We've got two big news stories, both of which regard potential shifts in the backstage makeup of WWE. Don't we love it? Don't we love the news? I do. I'm cold and tired and I want to go home, but I love it. I love it. First of all, today there are reports emerging from Jerry Lawler's most recent podcast, Dinner with the King, in which he revealed that backstage at Survivor Series there was a very, very special guest indeed. That man was none other than the Deadman, the legendary, the phenom, the Undertaker. He was there, he was backstage at Survivor Series and apparently, according to Lawler, looked in too good shape, like suspiciously good shape, as if he was gonna, you know, return soon. Now normally, news of an Undertaker return wouldn't be too big a deal, but in this specific instance, it seems a little bit strange given WrestleMania 33. And that main event against Roman Reigns, where it seemed very much like Undertaker retired. He left his gear in the ring. He left, not all of his gear, he wasn't just walking around naked back up the ramp, although that would have been quite a spectacle as well, I imagine. But no, he left his gear in the ring and he walked up and then, you know, saluted the crowd and sunk into the floor. And that's everyone was like, wow, that's the end of The Undertaker. That's his last match. And I'd be excited for an Undertaker return, obviously, as we always are every time. But I'd also be a little bit disappointed that that retirement seemed so perfect and seemed so spot on that you almost want that to be the final chapter. You don't want another, you know, another sequel, another chapter when that seemed like the perfect ending. It was just like when Ric Flair had that wonderful final match against Michaels at WrestleMania 24 and then went on to TNA to do God knows what, to blade a lot and not be in good storylines anymore. One thing that Lawler did specifically mention was that Undertaker himself and Kane were all watching the show backstage together. They were all sat in the same room watching the same monitor. And apparently John Cena then walked past, then walked back a bit, and then went, oh, that's pretty cool. This very much reminds me of my final night out at university, where me and all my friends had just graduated. We were all on a lovely night out together, we were all a bit drunk, we were all in a big circle, all friends, all arms around each other, and the final song of the night was playing. It was like Angels by Robbie Williams, or Don't Look Back in Anger by Oasis, or something like that. And then no one mentioned it, but it was a lovely moment, but no one said anything to spoil what a good moment it was. And then someone from like 2 years below like ran into the middle of the circle and downed a Jaeger bomb. It was like, you've ruined it, Matthew, you've actually ruined the moment. Getting away from that story, onto another piece of news now. Finn Bala has been rumoured to have been de-pushed. You may have heard this already. The news is a few days old, but there have been more additions to the story since. Yes, according to Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Bala was originally penciled in for a match against Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble, which would have made sense. It would have been a good big man versus little man, you know, underdog who's really good at wrestling though, kind of like an AJ Styles Lesnar vibe that we just saw at Survivor Series, but with Finn Balor instead. And everyone was like, hey, that's quite good. No one expected Finn to win the match because Brock Lesnar's being kept strong for WrestleMania, but it would have still been a compelling contest. Now apparently Vince has soured on Finn Balor since he was booked to like look weak against Kane and Samoa Joe, which is kind of a self-defeating sort of thing. Because if you book Finn Balor not to be over, then he's not going to be over. The only person that booking's worked for is Daniel Bryan, because he's one of the best ever and one of the best ever at getting the crowd behind him. It hasn't worked for Balor, it hasn't worked for Bayley, it hasn't worked for Sami Zayn. WWE occasionally, maybe more than occasionally, really mess up booking an underdog babyface. Now since then, Balor has taken to Twitter to post kind of cryptic things. He posted a tweet a few days ago, which you may have seen, which had the word over hidden within the message, because every you know, O, V, E and R were capitalized. And then everyone was like, well, that's probably referring to that. He's since done one that definitely refers to that. He posted a picture of himself in a Thanksgiving setup with a turkey and he put, I'm not over, paragraph space, cooking the turkey for Halloween. Ooh, Finn, you sneaky devil, you've really hidden that message there. I think it's fair to say that Balor, well, one of two things. Either Balor's being a big old troll like he often has been in the past, like when he was rumoured to have, you know, been reuniting the Bullet Club and WWE, and then he'd post pictures of himself with Anderson and Gallows or him at the Performance Center saying like, just come to meet some friends and all that sort of stuff. Or maybe the more likely option this time, he's genuinely annoyed and there genuinely is some kind of friction backstage between him and creative, maybe even himself and Vince McMahon. This wouldn't have been the first time a superstar has taken to Twitter to vent their opinion when still under contract, and if that is the case, you have to wonder whether it'll result in an even greater D push for Bala. Or, because Vince McMahon is strange to read, this could just lead to another push because he stood up for himself. It's hard to tell. And finally, WWE have filed a trademark for Mixed Match Challenge, which is rumoured, according to a report by PW Sheet, which is rumoured to be a new weekly show which is going to air after SmackDown on Facebook Live. What does this mean for 205 Live? Will it move its time slot? Will it be cancelled altogether? We don't really know. But the trademark has been filed. The rumour's there. It says that it's going to be on a Tuesday after SmackDown. Mixed Match Challenge, which we can only presume means lots of mixed tag team action. That's all for now. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Jack from Cultaholic.com. Please do follow me on Twitter at JackTheJobber. Follow all of us at Cultaholic. And don't forget to check out our Patreon. We'd really appreciate that. System of tiered rewards. Choose the one that's best for you if you enjoy what we do. And once again, do not forget to join us.